Figma just published their State of the Designer report. 906 designers responded, and the result is the last thing I expected. The profession is divided in half. 36% say things are getting better, and 35% they are saying it's getting worse. I read the whole report to understand why, and the answer isn't what the headlines say. I'm Ricardo, and I've been 17 years in design. Started in graphic, moved to product, and now using and exploring AI on my workflow. I've had to reinvent my practice more than once, and this is what I'm learning. After reading this report, I want to show you the 3 numbers that actually matter and what they mean for where you put your energy in 2026. Let's start with the uncomfortable one. When Figma asked designers about the state of the profession, the responses didn't cluster, they split. 36% better, 35% worse, and 29% they feel the same. So, what does this tell us? It tells us that this isn't a collective experience anymore. 2 designers, same tools, same market, completely opposite realities. And the report hints at why. It's not about geography, although that plays a role. Designers in the Middle East are the most optimistic, over 70% positive outlook. Europe has the sharpest decline in satisfaction, 26%. But the deeper split isn't geographic, it's behavioral. Designers who increase their AI usage, 18% say their job is getting worse. Designers whose AI usage stagnated, 40%, more than double. And I want to be honest about something here, because stagnated sounds like a choice, like those designers decide to stay behind. And I don't think that's what's happening, because every week there's a new tool, a new release, a new workflow that you are supposed to master, a new reason why everything you learned last month is already outdated. Do you feel that? At some point, the rational response starts to look like, wait until the dust settles. Figure out what actually matters before committing. I've felt that, and I've seen it in almost every design I talk to. The problem is that the dust isn't settling. And that's the real divide in this profession right now. Not senior versus junior, not agency versus in-house, not even Europe versus Middle East. Designers who are engaging with AI tools, even imperfectly, are significantly more likely to feel their career is moving forward. And the designers who are waiting for the right moment, they're the 40%. Number 2 is where it gets interesting. 91% of designers who increase their AI use say it improved the quality of their outputs. 91%. That's not a margin of error, that's consensus. But here's the paradox. When Figma asked what makes designers happy at work, it was not productive, not efficient, not happy. Number 1 answer? Creative freedom. 48% put it in their top 3. 29% ranked it as number 1. So it was not compensation, not tools, not even recognition. It was freedom. So let's think about that tension for a second. AI is improving output quality. But what designers actually want is a space to make their own decisions. These aren't contradictions, but they're not automatically compatible either. An Italian freelance designer put it in exactly right in this report. She said the craft has matured. AI has automated surface-level design work, so now the value lives in systems thinking and the ability to translate complexity into clarity. That's the reframe that matters here. The designers who feel the most free aren't the ones doing less. They're the ones who've moved upstream. Less time on execution, more time on the decisions that shape what gets executed. AI doesn't give you creative freedom automatically, but used correctly, it creates the conditions for it. That's the craft paradox, and most designers haven't resolved it yet. Number 3, this one surprised me. The report asked designers how their companies emphasize craft. Not just whether they value design, specifically whether leaders show interest in design, help develop crafts, and allow designers to create work they're proud of. Companies that significantly increase their focus on craft, their designers are twice as likely to report higher job satisfaction, and they are more likely to say their company is growing faster than the industry average. That second part is the one that matters for the business conversations you're in. Because if you say, I need more time for craft, that is a hard sell to a product manager. But if you say, like something like companies that invest in design craft are outgrowing their competitors, maybe that's a different conversation entirely. So here's where I think it's actually happening. When leaders invest in craft, designers have the psychological safety to make better decisions. They're not rushing to ship something mediocre, they're not afraid to push back on the wrong direction. And, of course, better decisions compound. Over months, over quarters, you build products that are actually good. The users stay and the revenue follows. So, craft isn't the soft metric leadership think it is. It's a leading indicator for the hard ones. But of course, you need to argue in the right manner for them. Okay, number 3. Here's how I'm reading them together. The profession isn't decline, it's bifurcating. There's a version of this job that's getting harder, less satisfying, and more anxious. And there's a version that's getting more strategic, more creative, and more valuable. The difference between those two versions isn't talent. It's whether you're treating AI as a threat to manage or a system to architect. Designers in the 40%, the ones feeling worse, are mostly waiting. Waiting to see if AI stabilizes, waiting for a definitive answer or what designers are supposed to be now. And that answer, my friends, isn't coming. The designers in the 18%, the ones doing better, aren't waiting. They're experimenting, they are making mistakes, they are building workflows that compound over time. They've accepted that the transition is the job now. And the craft signal tells us something important about how to do that. And it's not about adopting every AI tool that drops. It's about building a practice where AI accelerates exploration and your judgment shapes what survives. It's kind of a fast intern and slow editor. That's the system, that's what compounds. Here's what I want to leave you with. The report is honest about one thing. 54% of designers saying using AI in the design process is the most in-demand skill right now. But it doesn't tell you which AI skills. And that distinction is everything. There's a difference between being able to use AI tools and knowing when not to. There's a difference between generating screens faster and generating the right screens. And there's also a difference between adopting a tool and integrating it into a system that makes your decisions better over time. The report tells us the field is moving. It doesn't tell you where to stand. That's the work. And it's not work AI can do for you. 906 designers told Figma how they're feeling. And the question is what you do with that information. One more thing before I go. The report found out that designers who tie craft to emotion and visual quality are more optimistic than designers who define craft as problem solving. At first read, that seems backwards. Problem solving sounds more rigorous, more strategic, but I think I understand it. Designers who connect their craft to something they can see, something finished, something beautiful, something a user actually touches, they have a clear signal that their work matters. Problem solvers don't always get that feedback. Their best work is the decision nobody noticed because nothing went wrong. If that's you, and I suspect it is for a lot of us who moved upstream, the challenge isn't skill. It's making your judgment visible. That's what I will be exploring on this channel. Not theory, but what actually works in real projects. Subscribe if that's a conversation you want to be part of. And drop a comment below. Which side of that 36 to 35 split are you on right now? And why? I'm really curious whether it maps to how people are using AI, or whether it's something else entirely. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.